Okay, what's up, YouTube? Is Pacey AI one more time about to give you another video. Remember to leave a like, share, and subscribe. Also, turn on notifications. So, I want to talk to you guys about Sora. Now, Sora obviously been a platform that's been talked about for a minute now. We've heard about Sora since the beginning of this year, but obviously, we just got it. So, I want to talk to you guys about it. I've been playing around with it a little bit, and it's been giving me mixed results, to say the least. So I kind of want to show you some of the results that I've gotten just by messing around with it, using different prompts and stuff like that. So without further delay, let's get to it. So essentially, this is a female Hispanic TikToker showing the TikTok UI and feed as somebody interacts with the page. So this is what we have right here. It's not very good, by the way. As you can see, we do see the female TikToker dancing, but a lot of artifacting and morphing going on right here. And then I'm guessing it's sort of trying to show somebody interacting with the page by scrolling the page up. Not very good or not very realistic, but this is what we got right here. Then the next video that we have is a blonde-haired female model walking down the aisle. So this one is okay, but you do see some morphing with the dress and artifacting with the dress. So not the greatest, but the model is walking as expected. There's no itches or nothing inconsistent about her walk. And yeah, I mean, everything else looks pretty good except for just the dress. And this is another generation of the same prompt. So whenever you make a prompt, it generates two different videos at the same time. So you can compare the two outputs. So this is the second one. This one's a little bit better than the first one, but again, the morphing and artifacting with the dress is obviously visible and apparent. And then this was another generation. So the model reaches the end, and this is also showcasing the storyboard feature. So what the storyboard feature is that it allows you to generate multiple versions of the same subject in doing different things. So essentially you can put the subject in one scene and you can put the same subject in a different scene, and essentially it allows you to create a story somewhat. So you can add as many storyboards, and every storyboard is a different prompt. It's essentially based on what the original prompt generated. You can then add storyboards to further enhance that prompt and allow the subject to be in different scenes and stuff like that. So that's pretty cool. The idea is that the model is supposed to reach the end of the aisle and turn around gracefully to walk the other way. And obviously, the the two generations that it created doesn't really make any sense. It doesn't really do it the way it's supposed to do it. I mean, you do still see a lot of artifacting with the dress, and the model's definitely not doing something that is expected. So that definitely looks bad right there. Then we have a man dribbling a basketball at the park. So this is obviously not a great generation. AI video generators tend to struggle with this sort of prompt. I've tried this on every single AI video generator out there, and they all struggle with this. The moment AI video generators are able to have a prompt like this generate a consistent video is the moment real video is unnecessary. I mean, the hardest thing I think for AI video to generate is having a person control an object in space and having that object do what it's supposed to do. I think that's a very difficult calculation for AI to make, and that's part of the reason why it's hard to really get prompts like this to work. So this is man dribbling the basketball at the park. Still not the greatest generation, but we do have some more. So this is another generation. This is a little bit better than that one, but still not the greatest because we see that the basketball is not really bouncing on the floor like that. And yeah, I mean, this is kind of weird. He's dribbling the ball with two hands, which doesn't really make any sense. So still does not fully achieve what we would like. And this is another one. So this guy is not even really dribbling the ball. He does dribble it one time right there. And even when he dribbles it, the ball seems to be doing something really weird. So it's like the ball is bending in space. So not really what is expected again, but decent generation, just not exactly what is expected. And then this, I think, is the best one. This one, I think, is the best one. There is still some weird stuff going on, but for the first time, we actually see the main character dribbling the basketball on the ground with two hands. I mean, this dribble style looks really bad, but I mean, to some degree, it does get it right. This, I will say, is the best generation for this sort of prompt that I've ever gotten from any video generator. So I will say that this one is definitely the best one because I haven't gotten anything close or nowhere even near something like this in previous generators, because previous generators just completely flops on this prompt right here. Obviously, there is a point where he dribbles the ball in the air, which is obviously not realistic. And it's still easy to know that this is AI, but you can see that this is better than a lot of the videos. If you watch my videos, you'll see that most video generators can't get this one right. And Sora was able to get it right to some degree, at least for a couple seconds. So I will give it credit for that. And then we have another prompt. So this is another storyboard prompt. So we have a Lamborghini speeding down the highway, and then the Lamborghini overtakes another vehicle. So speeding down the highway. So the first video is that is going to be speeding down the highway, and then the next video is that is going to be overtaking the car. It doesn't actually end up overtaking the car in this generation, but I guess that's the intention, is that it's trying to overtake this car right here. Maybe if you extend the video, it will ultimately overtake that car. But that's what it says. Lamborghini overtakes another car. So that was a storyboard generation. That's why I have two generations of the same car in sort of the same scene or whatever. And this is how you can continue a generation. So you generate one thing and you generate a different scene. And that's how you can sort of build a somewhat of a short film or movie or whatever. That's kind of the idea. So yeah, that's pretty much that. And then I have a footage of a first person shooter gameplay right here. So this is pretty cool. I mean, nothing wrong with this one. This looks pretty consistent. That explosion kind of came out of nowhere. I mean, but at the same time, you can tell that this is a first person shooting game. There's nothing out of the ordinary. There's nothing crazy going on, and everything makes sense. So, I mean, this is pretty cool right there. And then this is another generation of a first person shooter game. Again, pretty good, pretty consistent. The main character is walking. There's no itches. There's no morphing. I don't see nothing out of the ordinary here. So gameplay seems to be pretty good with Sora. Sora seems to handle gameplay really well. So I have to give it credit for that, especially these first person shooters. I'm going to show you one more. So this is a gameplay from open world RPG like Skyrim, where the main character is in iron armor running in the city with other NPCs moving. So this is pretty cool. This is a pretty cool generation right here. Obviously, this is a RPG, medieval style RPG like Skyrim, and the main character does have on an iron armor, and he's running through the city. There's NPCs all over the place. It makes sense. This could pass for gameplay if you just were to just put this in a video and just claim that this is a new game or whatever, or just a game that you're working on or something. This could definitely pass for that. So there is some itches with the running and things of that nature, but because it's a video game, it can kind of get away with it, because video games are not the most consistent in terms of rendering and things of that nature. Their games can have glitches and stuff. So because of video game, you can kind of get away with stuff like that. So, but this is a pretty good generation right there. And then this is another generation of the same prompt. This one is also really good. I think the aesthetics of the previous one is a little bit better, but this one is good as well. Does the same thing essentially, does a 180-degree turn, but it is able to sort of keep the consistency of the scene to some degree. So definitely that is pretty cool as well. And then this is a gameplay footage of a basketball video game like NBA 2K. This generation makes absolutely no sense. What's going on here is just complete madness. There is really no coherency, no nothing. The graphics does look like a 2K game. It looks like an NBA 2K25 level graphics, but at the same time, I don't even know what's going on here. There's a basketball in the on the rim, or and this guy is dribbling from behind the basket, and then so I don't even know what this is about. But this is what Sora came up with. And then another generation, same nonsense again, just not good. Just not good. I mean, completely botched this generation. So not good at generating sports games. You can generate the first person shooters really well. What comes off the sports game, still struggling. So again, this is NBA 2K generation, just doesn't make any sense. And then another first person shooter, this is pretty cool as well. So this is testing out the image to video. So as you can see, I have an image right here, and I'm just saying gameplay of a first person shooter. So I generated this with Leonardo. Obviously, as you can see, 180-degree turn. This makes sense. This is typical of first person shooter games. The gameplay looks pretty good. And yeah, I don't really have anything to say about this. This is something that is passable for gameplay. Maybe if you didn't know that this was AI, you probably would think that this is just a game, some kind of gameplay of some first person shooter game. You probably wouldn't think twice about it. So that's pretty cool as well. And then this is another one right here, another gameplay, but slightly different. So he's walking forward this time, and then you see the screen name of a user getting a kill right there. So that just looks like a user killing another user in an online gameplay. But this gets the job done. It's pretty cool. No issues with this at all. I think it does exactly what is expected. And then we have a teenage girl skating in New York City. Pretty decent generation. There is some morphing and artifacting with the skateboard. Pretty decent generation. The background looks good. The people in the background, they look pretty consistent. Nothing too crazy going on there. The subject looks okay. It's just a skateboard. Obviously, again, being able to control objects in space and making it consistent is very hard for AI to do. This is a problem that AI still hasn't solved, and I think it's going to take some time for them to be able to solve this issue. But once that's solved, a lot of other things in AI will also be fixed as well. So it's a pretty good generation, though. I like this one. Let me know what you guys think about that. And then finally, this is the second generation of the girl on the skateboard in New York City. This one looks a little bit better. Still some morphing going on with the skateboard right there. But I mean, everything else looks pretty good. Nothing crazy. Cars are moving as expected. People are moving around as expected. And yeah, the generation does make sense and no issues with that at all. So let me know what you guys think about Sora. Link is in the description to this one. As I said earlier, if you have a ChatGPT Plus membership, you can generate about 40 to 50 videos per month because they give you about 1,000 credits, 25 credits per video. So let me know what you guys think about this. Have you guys tried this out? Definitely leave your thoughts in the comments below and have a great day. Pace AI signing out. Peace.